Hello and welcome Go Math 8 students. We are ready to begin our lessons here, and the first lesson that we're going to cover is Are You Ready? So we're just going to be doing a little bit of review here. So you can see from the directions on the screen that you're looking at that the directions are find the square of the number. What does that mean to find the square of the number? Well, squared means that we're going to take everything twice. So this number 3, what it really means is that if we're going to find the square of 3, that means 3 squared. So that means we're going to take 3 times 3. So the answer is 9. The square of 3 is 9. So in problem number 2 here, we see a 5. So the square of 5 is basically what they're saying is 5 times 5, so the answer is 25. The square of 5 is 25. And the next one we have a negative 5, so we're taking negative 5 times negative 5, and if you recall, if we take a negative times a negative, that turns our answer into positive, so negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. Now, sometimes when we get to fractions, we think that this is going to be a little bit harder, but it's not necessarily going to be harder. It just means that we need to remember to do 2 over 7 times 2 over 7. So remember, when you multiply fractions, we multiply straight across the top. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And we're going to multiply 7 times 7 and get 49. So the square of 2 sevenths is 4 49ths. All right, the next concept is they're just going to write this in exponential form, which means we're going to have a base and an exponent. So in this first example, when they have 4 to the second power here, the 4 is the base, and the 2 is the exponent. So what this means is the base, this is what repeats. This repeats. How many times does it repeat? And that's when we look up here at the exponent. How many times does it repeat? So in this first sample, when they have 4 squared, or 4 to the second power, or the square of 4, you could read that all those ways, really means 4 times 4. And that is 16. All right, in the second problem here, we have a fraction 3/5. So the base, the thing, the factor that is repeating is 3/5. And then we have the exponent 3. So what this means is we're going to take 3/5 times 3/5 times 3/5. Okay, so we have 3 of them because of this exponent right here. And now, just like in the last one, when you're multiplying fractions, we multiply straight across the top. So 3 times 3 is 9. And now 9 times 3 is 27. So we get a 27 on top. And now we're going to do the same thing for the bottom. So we're going to multiply 5 times 5, which is 25, and then multiply by 5, and we get 125. That's like having 5 quarters. So the answer here is 27 over 125. And the last thing that we're going to talk about right now is this writing each fraction. So this is an improper fraction. And so we're going to write it as a mixed number. Okay, so we are going to write this mixed number here as an improper fraction. So to do that, we're going to take this bottom number 3 times 3. 3 times 3. And then if you recall, we're going to add the numerator, which is 1. And this is going to give us the numerator of that improper fraction. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1, so we're going to get 10. And this is the numerator of the fraction, so the 10 goes on top. And remember, we keep the denominator. So this denominator 3 is what's going to go on the bottom. So we started with the mixed number 3 1/3. and we're going to change it to this improper fraction of 10 over 3. All right, and then the last sample problem we have here for today is the same thing. We have the mixed number, 1 and 5/8, and we're going to change this into an improper fraction. So I start with this 8, and I take 8 times 1, and then add the numerator. So 8 times 1 is 8. Add the numerator of 5, and we get 13. So in our improper fraction, this 13 goes on top. And remember, we're going to keep this bottom, and that's what goes on the bottom. So we have 13 over 8 as our improper fraction. All right, so those of you that want to be done and just go right into my.hrw and find your PMT for today, which is Module 1, Are You Ready? Go ahead and just give it a try. But I'm just going to go through 5 or 6 sample problems right now to show you what it exactly is going to look like. So as you're looking at the screen right now, this is what question number 1, Module 1 looks like. So the directions are exactly what we just went over. So when it said personal math trainer, or when it said at your directions said find the square of the number, the square of 6 is 36. You just go ahead and click on there and you can type in 36, and then you can check your answer and it'll say if you did it right or wrong. If you did it wrong, so I'm just going to put the wrong answer in here for this next one, and I just say that this is 90. And so now when I check my answer and it's wrong and it says try again, I can have some options over here on the side where it says, see where it gives you directions and it says multiply the number by itself. So you can go ahead and give that a try. But then there's some different options here on the side for you to try. So you can go into view example and it'll show you what to do. And it told you to take 30 times 30, so the answer is 900. And now you would have to go back and try another, and it's going to change the number for you. So now you have 12 times 12 to put that answer in there. So that's one way to do it. So another problem here would be like number 3, and where it says a -3. So we have to be careful. If I say -3 times -3 is 9, this answer is incorrect. Or sorry, that's correct. So if I say it is -9 and I put it in here and I check my answer, again, it says, it gives me a little hint, but if I want to try something else, I can go in here to step by step, and it's going to show me that I'm going to take -3 times -3, and then I can put in here 9 and it'll do a check and it'll show you the step by step. So that's another way that you can do things. All right, example number 4. So when you look at this, it is a fraction. So remember that when you do the fraction, you have to go 3 times 3. So we're going to get a 9. Now when we click in here, we need a fraction. So you notice as soon as I clicked in the box, another box came up, and I'm going to need this fraction. So I'm going to pick this one, and 3 times 3 is 9 on top. And then I can go click down on the bottom, and 4 times 4 is 16. And now I can just go ahead and hit check answer. All right, let me try this one right here. So this is the next set of directions. So it says find the square of the number. We're not going to do that one. Here we go. Simplify the exponential expression. So you can see where it is already written as 7 squared. And so that means 7 times 7, not 7 times 2. It is 7 times 7. So that's 49. And go ahead and hit check your answer. I want to try a couple other problems here later on. So here we have a fraction, 1/5. So I want to make sure we go through that. So when we click on here, you have to go in and pick the fraction. And 1 times 1, what is 1 times 1? 1 times 1 is 1. And then on the bottom, we need, so I can hit the arrow down or get out of there. And I want 5 times 5 is 25. And again, I'm going to check my answer. And then the last kind of problems that we went over were your directions. It says enter the mixed number, so we have a mixed number, as an improper fraction. So notice as soon as I click on this, it gives me the option. It wants an improper fraction here, so I want a numerator and a denominator. And remember to do this, we're going to go 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5 on top. And now you're going to keep the denominators the same. So that fraction 1/2, the denominator bottom number is a 2. So we're going to put a 2 on the bottom, and then you can check your answer. All right, so that was just a continuation of showing you what we were doing, showing you some sample problems right from the Are You Ready? Good luck on your homework.